Ba-dum bum bum bum. Slap back, chat frat. Slap back, chat frat. Slap back, jelly frat. Slap back, jelly frat. Slap back.
Hello and welcome to Back Chat Frat. This week we have our lovely guests, Mr. Russell Garnett, Mr. Richard Fountain, Joseph Butterballs, and Dave White. Hello!
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 Hey, Dan, how's it going?
I enjoy being called Joseph Butterballs. That's a very subtle but
Just a nice,
but lovely little twist on the original. I'm sticking with it. I'm Joseph Butterballs from now on. That's me.
What about buttery balls? Would that work too?
Balls?
I think we've got to work up to it. I don't think you can force it.
How buttery are your balls, Joseph?
Well, let's just say I could get through half a loaf, but I wouldn't want to try a whole one.
The idea.
It's like
the idea of having my bread smothered in your ball butter.
Ball butter, yeah.
it's the only way you like your butter warmed.
It's well, if you get it straight out of the fridge, it's not going to spread. But if you've got buttery balls, spreads first time, every time.
And do you add a layer of Marmite once you've buttered?
Don't have to, mate. It's all kind of
it's all in there.
One package.
A little bit of vinegary as well.
It's
so it comes out sticky and brown.
Well, if I find if you butter enough, you'll get to the Marmite. You just
you know what they say about Marmite?
The great thing about this is
for life.
I don't know what any of it means, but it's all kind of dirty, isn't it?
Marmite
doesn't really mean anything.
Like we're on a date, isn't it?
Yeah. Just kind of flirty bantering. I love it.
So
just extending that metaphor as far as it'll go. You want my Marmite, don't you? You want it spreaded on you. You want me to take my jar out.
Oh, I'm going to give you a yeast infection.
Well, we've been on a small summer hiatus during the pandemic. How have you all been? What have you been doing?
Wow, someone else go.
Right,
I feel like
what have you been doing? You've done your bar.
What have I been doing? Yeah. What have I been doing?
Well,
Jesus,
we know her name.
Depressing. Thought I can't really think of. I put up a dado rail.
What the fuck is a dado rail?
Yeah, make some comedy out of that. A dado rail. A dado rail is a decorative. Not a dildo rail. That's my next project. That's where I hang my dildos. Yeah. Yeah, it was just a bit of DIY, home improvement. That was a nice achievement. I cancelled my 40th birthday, or coronavirus cancelled my 40th birthday, which is a bit of a shame.
You didn't cancel, you postponed it.
Postponed, yeah. So yeah, I get to be 39 for another year, which is
that's pretty
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
That is legal, isn't it?
Do you think if you were in a bar and somebody said,
have it?
How old are you? 39 actually sounds older than 40. What do you think about that?
It is an extra syllable.
You're wrong. I reckon it sounds about a year younger, but that's just much.
No, I think that's where you're wrong. Because 39 is right at the end of 30s. It's like you're right at the end of a decade. So it's so old. It's a messy of odd numbers. It's not nice. You're in a bar and somebody's up to you and you go 39. They're like,
boo, fuck off.
You're in a bar. Somebody says, how old are you? You go 40.
40. Straight in. Two
It's
syllables. 40.
Sexier, younger, sleeker number. Don't you think?
I can see what you mean. It's a bit more streamlined. Yeah, I'm beginning to be convinced. What about 41 though? Because that's the
no, that's bad news.
That's
bad news.
That is bad news. Yeah.
I'll take 40 for like 9 and 10 then, Russ.
40. 40 is the sexier young 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 40 is the sexier yo
Yes. Yeah,
9
probably very young.
9, 10.
You're in a schoolyard and you're asking how old are you? 10? I think 10 is sexier.
She was 9, Gov.
Out of interest, because you've all frozen for me. Have I frozen for you?
No, I can still see you, Webs.
Nope.
Am I moving?
Yeah.
You're
moving, yeah.
Oh,
Pop and
lovely.
locking.
You're all over the place.
Okay, good. Lovely stuff. Okay, you've all unfrozen. I quite liked it when you were...
What did you want to know, Fontas, about the 9s and the 10s? Are you thinking a different decade?
different decades. What, between the 9s and the 10s?
Yeah, like 29 and 30.
Yeah, you definitely sound older if you're 29 than 30. I'll agree with you on that.
The magic of numbers.
You know what? This is starting to bear out because I remember when I was in the social many a moon ago in the days of Parks. The social is a hip young drinking establishment in Nottingham, and I was talking to a girl, and she said, "How old are you?" And I said 29 or 28, and she went, "Shit, you're really old." She flinched. She recoiled. She recoiled. She flinched.
Gagged slightly.
How old was this girl, Webby? To recoil at 28. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think she was a medical student, if I recall
I thought you were
correctly.
going to say she was a minor.
She was she worked down the pit, and
that wasn't where I was going, but
I had a go at her for the old blackface, but it turns out she was actually a minor. So
how did you bring that back? Did you say, "But I'll be 30 soon"?
So don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
I didn't. It rocked me. It knocked my confidence. She was a medical student. I think she was in her kind of later years of being a medical student. So she was probably about 23.
Yeah.
What? 28's old.
Oh, it's a chasm at that age.
When you're that age, it is. Yeah, you kind of, because I think there was also the implication. What are you doing with your life? My answer was don't really know yet, and so that.
How did things go with you and this paramour? Did
Reader? I'm married to her.
Drugged and married. Boom. I think there's that when you're reaching the end of a decade, your 20s or your 30s, and you're kind of 29, 39, and you're kind of clinging on to the last vestiges of that decade. When you're kind of like flush into the new period of like you kind of transcend into like, you may have at 28 you're probably a bit of a ropey youngish person, yet the moment you hit 30 you're a hot older man. I think if you'd met her when you were 30,
that's true.
You would have just been like, yeah,
it's
hot.
It's like a fresh
rather
hand.
than just
It's like a fresh hand.
Every decade is a fresh hand.
It's good to look better for an older person. It's like, so people will go, you know what, he's actually not bad for 40. But then if you're 39, people are like, he looks like he's been through the ringer for someone in his 30s. I mean, Jesus.
Doesn't look like he's in his 30s at all, that boy.
No.
He looks like he's almost 40, bloody hell.
And Dave, here's a question for you, but could go for anybody. Have you ever lied about your age to give the indication that you might be younger than you are?
I'm proud to say that I have never done that.
Never done it.
You've gone the other way, haven't you, Dave? You said you were 80 to that old woman.
Well, I just thought it'd be more reassuring.
Well, you don't have to pay that TV license. That extra bit.
Well, if you want compliments about your looks, go upwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Self-esteem, gravy train. Fontas, you were indicating that you may have just greased over on your age.
I haven't done it in real life. I've only done it on tour when I realised everyone was like 20 every single night, and then my bandmate suggested, "You are now 30," and I was like,
"How much
with that? That's fine."
Did you knock off first off the bat? You were at this time how old?
36 years old.
He's shaved 6 years straight off the bat.
Yeah, I just
Interesting you didn't
6
go to
years straight
29
out
though.
there,
You knew the
basically.
deal.
Very good point, Dave. Didn't go to 29, did you, mate?
No point
I
in
didn't
going to
go
29.
You
No
thought
point
got
being
to keep
no
it,
point being
got to keep it believable.
30, there we go, yeah.
a haggard 29-year-old.
What the fuck have you been doing?
Have you seen that? That bass guitarist absolutely rocking it out on stage. Which one? The one with the Asian disease. He's just like absolutely killing it out there every night. Poor bastard.
Has he
Man
got
with
The rock and roll
rickets?
lifestyle for
Is the baby what's doing that to his skin?
It's like
It's so leathery.
it's a Make-A-Wish thing, I think. But he's doing a bloody good job.
Oh god. Yeah, that happened. Okay, that happened one tour for about 2 weeks. But other
Did
than that,
you do anything to your appearance to give the illusion of being 30 years of age?
oh yeah, I just covered myself in makeup, mate. Easy.
Okay.
Just Dixie just runs.
Have you seen that transvestite with the aging disease?
God bless him.
I had a fine old time.
Awesome.
Oh. I remember going to Centre Parks when I was little, and there was a, I don't know, I must have been about 14, and she must have been about 17, and I think I said, I remember going with Terry Roach to somewhere and lying about that we were older. So yeah, I have done it, but I pretended to be older, which was
You're older too, yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's when you're young. That is an absolute classic.
I couldn't get away with that when I was
No,
young.
I couldn't either.
So-
we just did it. It wasn't
Yeah.
believable.
I remember I was reflecting the other day that when I was 17, I went to a bunch of friends who lived in London, and we all met on this kind of course kind of thing. And and one of the girls that lived in London, and the suggestion came up that we should all go out clubbing. And I don't think, maybe at 17, I think I'd been to the Carlton, and that was it. And everyone there was also 17, but they all looked a lot older than me. And we were going to a club I think it's in Camden, called Trash, which is was quite infamous for like indie celebrities, and it was like anyway, I'd never been out in London, let alone Camden, in an indie celebrity kind of place. And all of the assembled group took one look at me and were like, "You're gonna be the issue because you don't look 18."
The runt of the litter.
Very much so, yeah. So the girls had a bit of a brainstorm about how they could make me look older. And this is in the middle of summer.
Please tell me they drew a tattoo on you.
Raincoat.
I was thinking you might have worn a suit.
No, you're close, Dave. Actually, what they thought would make me look older was a kind of professor's kind of jumpy, a professor's kind of knitted, like very thick knitted sweater, like really,
Patches?
like the kind of thing that only like a 40-year-old would wear. I think she borrowed her dad's kind of cable knit sweater,
And a cane?
Monocle.
And I went to
And a
this
mortgage.
kind of very trendy club, dressed up in the middle of summer in a knitted sweater, and they were like, "Obviously no."
What are you doing? Yeah.
Oh, I really wanted you to get in. I really
Like
wanted you to get in
13-year-old
and
wearing a
sweat.
giant sweater. Hang on about.
We're not blind, mate.
That's very between
Dave.
Z.
But
Did you fail on dress code?
It was.
And so did your friends get in, and were you?
I was
were
the
you
last one.
outside?
They all got in, and I didn't. And
Go first,
did you
mate.
do?
In that scenario, don't get laughed.
well, they all came back out, and I ruined the night for everyone. And then we all had to go home.
Wow.
Dave, do you remember at France where I had to do the change the trousers with like Rich or Joe Warren or someone?
I did. I thought that was Joe and Rich who swapped their trousers with each other.
Was that not me?
Dan
Did
just
I?
picked it up.
Yeah. Did I not?
Yeah,
did I not
I
do
think
that? And
you've
I,
projected yourself into this story. Yeah. You were there, and you may have been influential to the suggestion. So for the benefit of our viewers,
I did it. It was great.
Viewer. Yeah. Joe's quite tall and was wearing kind of below the knee cut off shorts. I don't know what you call them, really, +4s or something. And Rich, who's quite short, was wearing his normal jeans. They wouldn't let Joe into the club because he didn't have full length trousers. So they swapped their pants, and because Joe's taller, his came down to Rich's ankles just, and Joe went in these very, very tight, albeit full length trousers. And,
I'm sure that was
made
me.
it.
I'm sure I was involved in that. Obviously, I was not. I just imagined it. I just saw it. I witnessed it, and thus it was me.
You probably put yourself in between them at the time, just your head poking through theirs, and you probably said, "Yeah, this is great. I'm part of this.
I remember this. My story.
I'm here too. I'll tell stories about this."
Oh, do you remember when we were in parks and
The trouser swap is a bit like the classic sitcom move of you've got to get into a club where it's a posh club, and so you need to somehow borrow a jacket to get in. Have you ever had to borrow a jacket to get into a nightclub?
Never been to a nightclub that's as posh.
No, not with a jacket. Shoes, certainly, but it's the in between, isn't it? It's when they went to London, and did basically the same thing, but
Exactly what it is, yeah.
shoes from the tram. But yeah, which clubs do you have to have a jacket for, Russell?
there are some. There are
These
like
are the gentlemen's clubs that you
I think
attend.
gentlemen's clubs and some private members clubs, maybe the Ivy. I think you have to have a jacket, but it's very old school.
Have you been to clubs like that, Russ?
No, I haven't. I've actually been to the Ivy and I wore a t-shirt, so I might be making that one up. I think you used to have to wear a jacket, but you don't anymore. There's a lot of those sort of old school places.
So, Russ, be our portal into another world. What was the Ivy like, and who did you see there? Graham Coxon and Keith Allen.
I just realised we're not talking about the Cornish Ivy in Liscard. I'm surprised you have to wear a jacket.
It was Glenn Toms.
You don't even have to wear trousers there.
Actually. So it was quite the big night.
Glenn Toms.
That's a good name, isn't it?
What were you doing?
Glenn Toms,
from school?
Ivy. We're getting our Ivies mixed up. Which one are we talking about?
The posh one.
Oh, right. Oh, the posh one. Sorry, it was Billy Piper and Five.
All members of Five.
All Five. No, I went there at lunchtime for something for some reason. And yeah, it was, I think the owner came up. People seemed to know one another. There was a guy called, here's a little behind the scenes for you. A guy called Richard Liddermont, who is one of the executives of All Three Media, which if you saw the TV show about Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, did anybody see that quiz?
I didn't. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't get around
about
to it.
The guy who cheated.
Exactly.
Charles.
The coughing major.
Exactly that. So he used to be the head of ITV. This guy who was in there, and he was in that TV program as trying to manage the coughing major situation. So that's the most famous person I could think of when I attended that venue.
Not bad. Not good.
Totally got that. And lots of marble surfaces. Everything was marble, and when you clunked your knife and fork, really made a loud noise. Yeah, wow. I don't want to say it, but you need those clean surfaces for
choppy chop.
What you got to do for lunch.
Okay.
As all the kids are calling it.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Choppy chop chop?
Choppy chop chop. Excuse me, have you got any choppy chop?
But yeah. So Dave, you have never lied about your age. Only to go up. Dan, you've gone up.
Yeah.
Otters, you shaved off 6 clean years successfully.
Years. I also have one up.
I don't know how clean those years were.
7.
They're the cleanest years of my life, David. 30 to 36. Oh, yeah.
Are you still going with 30 if you have to go back to the resorts of France and Spain?
Oh no, I was legitimately 36 in France. That was fine. No, it was Ayia Napa. I was 30 for 2 weeks. I was 36 for 2 weeks as well.
What made you switch?
When I was 36 for some reason, but oh well, what can you do? But no, I'm just legitimately 36 now, so that's fine.
And was the age coming up frequently enough that you was the conversation going, "Hi, you love your bass playing. You're so sexy. Love your hair and piercings," and then you'd be like, "Thanks, babe," and they'd say, "How old are you?" And you go, 36. They'd be like, "See you later, loser."
Fuck off.
that actually not quite as quick as that, but that kind of did happen. I met literally my dream girl. Well, give or take, anyway. But she was absolutely.
Give or take.
She had the best name ever. She was called what was it? Jordan Ace was her name. Fucking great name. Yeah, from Essex. And she was like, she was wicked. And we were getting on super duper well. And then she was like, right, message me when you're going clubbing. We'll come and join you. I was like, wicked. All right. So we went to the next club. And then in between the time that I got to that club and everyone else did, she found out I was 36. And then
you aged 6
just
years.
blanked me for the rest of the night.
Christ.
And then from there on, yeah.
Would you want to be with somebody that's like this?
For the night?
Of course not. No,
No.
I'm happy to pull 21-year-olds who are happy to get with the 36-year-olds. I don't even know my own age anymore. No.
You are 37.
You're 37.
I know,
aren't
I'm
you?
37.
Yeah. And you're 38 in February or over January.
Very true, yeah. No.
So
How do you know
think-
that she found out your age then? If she blanked you, how did you become aware of that?
Well, when I
You
got
sure it wasn't
there,
something else?
I spoke to the rest of the girls that were with,
personality
and
based.
then I was asking one of them, and I was like, I really fancy your mate, and she was like, oh yeah, I mean, I think it would have been all right, but I think we didn't realise you were that old.
Oh, fuck
like,
this!
brutal.
Fuck this
Like,
bitch.
older than her oldest stepbrother, and I was just like, oh fuck, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. I can't
That's
say.
the absolute top. If you're older than the eldest stepbrother,
That's it.
That
You're
is-
out.
that is
You're
the
out of
way,
there.
isn't it? Yeah.
no, I can see why you'd lie at that point. I can see.
Yeah.
And was it successful being 30 for a couple of weeks?
Not as actually successful as being 36 at the time for some reason. But
Well,
hey,
it's that thing of that they see you go, fucking hell, that is that's no fair.
that guy's
What's happened to his jeans? Jesus.
Of
But
course, the true irony would be if you go, I'm 30, and they go,
I'm into older men.
love
sorry.
older guys.
Yeah.
I like 35 plus. See?
exactly. That was it. The sweet irony. So yes, no. I'm forever now 30, whatever I am. Yeah,
For the next 12 months.
30. A solid 35. There we go.
30 something. Whatever. What age do you want me to be?
If you want.
30 something.
What?
What's going to work for you?
I've got 10 IDs.
It's like that bit in The Office where where David Brent's calling in Tim, and he's like, "Look, we're both men in our 30s." He's like, "What? You in your I thought you were about 39." He's like, "Doesn't matter how old, just 30s, isn't it?" It's like, "Well, I just turned 30. How old are you? 39." No, it doesn't matter. Both 30s. We're both 30s.
It's so funny, isn't it? It's so weird that like
Just do that until you can. Just like, how old are you? Let's just say I'm in my 30s.
Over
Word on the street
21.
is
yeah.
30.
Yeah.
I'm legal.
Yeah,
So
let's just
I
say
think
I'm young enough to be spunky and old enough to know better. No, but seriously, how old are you? I'm 37.
I can still jizz.
Yeah, to be spunky, to create spunk.
It's a
I am
little,
capable of spunk.
it's a little bit dusty.
That's what I say.
It's a bit dusty, but you know.
You can wet it up a bit.
I think I remember now, we're talking about it, I think I remember sticking at 26 for a little bit longer than was technically
Legit.
correct.
I
Something
did that
about-
mentally for 10 years. I just like 26 and I just
There's
stayed.
something about that point, isn't there? As you hitting towards the upper 30s, you don't, no way. I'm in a club, I'm 26, just over 25. Yeah, I'm not like an idiot. I'm 20.
Not going to make it
I'm-
ridiculous.
I'm not edging towards late. I'm not 27 like some old 20-year-old. No.
27 is a has been.
No worries.
Yeah,
26. That is the absolute sweet spot.
It's the golden age. Yeah.
I was talking to Anya about this the other day, and I said I'm gonna stick at 26. I think because she was saying it's her birthday coming up, and I was like, I think I'm gonna stay at 26 if that's cool. So I will forever be young. You will age and wither, but I shall not.
Oh, he
It's
went,
like the
he went
plot
too
of
young.
Highlander.
He went
So
so
romantic.
young. Oh, bless him. 26.
You, darling, will age, wither, moulder, perish, and die. I will be 26 forever, pristine.
In the rescue rooms, living it.
Woo! Come here, ladies.
Pole dancing by myself
Yeah.
at 5 a.m.
26.
Excited. In a tight blue polyester leather jacket.
Oh,
You know what, I
that
did-
jacket.
I was feeling old the other day because I don't know what started it off, but I was
In the
kind of-
mirror.
well, that's it. Yeah, that'll do it.
the menopause.
But I was reminiscing about like going to
Period
the
stop.
rescue rooms and like that whole thing of like, drinking cheap vodka, dressing up in awful clothes, kind of staggering around and then running away after about an hour of being there. I was like, I used to do that all the time. It feels like another life ago now, doing like just the fact of going clubbing. Like
That does
it
seem wild.
feels like another life ago now. I mean, we tried to go clubbing for your birthday, Russ, but we got turned away.
Massive failure due to Chris Stoneman, one and only. Yeah,
What happened?
Were you not wearing jackets?
we all had smart jackets on, smart trousers,
It was Chris Stoneman's shoes. That's what the
reggae shoes. They saw them a mile off.
Get out of there.
That was one of the hottest clubs, Fontaine. I don't think were you there? I don't think you were.
No, I
Oh.
wasn't there. No, no.
That was one of the hottest clubs in Essex. That if we'd gone
you
in,
would have loved it. You'd have met a million Jordan Aces.
wall to wall
I know,
Jordan
this is
Aces.
it. Well, was it like Brentwood?
It was in Chelmsford, but there's a sister club in Brentwood. You're very right.
Oh,
there
was
would have
I
been Jordan
there?
Ace. There would have been Jordan Ace's stepbrother in there. There'd have been bloody the whole crew.
Give me some Aggie. Yeah.
God,
We need to-
I was there, wasn't I? This is when we
You
went
were
out in
there,
Chelmsford.
Yeah,
God, yeah. I
Oh,
can
that
just
was
about
a great
remember that.
night. That was such a great night.
Dan, you were there in spirit.
I'm always there in spirit.
We made up for it. We went to another place.
Yeah.
Which
Which
was
was
like
great,
an-
wasn't it? If I remember.
It was
Yeah,
great.
we had fun.
It was
I
all
distinctly
fun.
remember fun
Yeah,
being had.
it's always
It was
fun.
all. It was all
Who's going
good
to the
fun.
Bristol thing then? Joe, are you going to the Bristol thing? David's Bristol thing?
I don't know because we haven't been inside anywhere since lockdown began, apart from our own house. So there's that discussion to be had about where our boundaries lie. It all feels a bit weird
Beyond
because
period, isn't
I
it?
know, but everyone's in different kind of. I don't know. Everyone's redrawing the kind of, where they personally feel comfortable, and it feels like it's
Mhm.
different for everyone. So I'm not sure is the simple thing. I have told Dave this isn't news to Dave, but I am also not going to go to your birthday when it is
Regardless.
possible.
I'll think up another reason.
We'll
but
create a new
Yeah,
pandemic.
for this.
To be honest, this pandemic was a fucking.
I
No
haven't
refunds.
seen all year, right? The only people I've seen, I saw Joe. We had a walk around outside. I've seen Ben, and I saw Biscuit, and that's it. I haven't seen
In
anyone
that
else.
respect, it's shit, isn't it? That is the shit bit of it. I mean, there's lots of great fringe benefits to the pandemic, but just not seeing other people. You go
Weird.
stir fry crazy, don't you?
What's your top 5?
Stir fry
best-
crazy.
What's
Yeah.
your top 5 best things about the pandemic, Russ?
Top five fringe benefits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
We're allowed
number
to
one.
look. We're allowed to look on the positive side, aren't we?
We absolutely can. I mean, it's a dreadful situation, but like any cloud, there's a silver lining.
You've got to find
One.
the positive.
For me, no transport, no travel into London. So sweet
Ooh,
2,000 straight back in my bank account. sorted out, got a new bathroom out of that. Lovely stuff.
Oh, put a pin in that because I want to come back to the new bathroom.
Yeah. 2, I suppose it's related also. No travel. Travel is quite stressful, I think. And so not physically. So one, there's the cash benefit. 2, not traveling. Initially, it gives you more time in your day. You're relaxed. You're not in that commuter rat race, and you're loving life a bit more. 2. 3, you get to spend more time with those in your immediate household. So
not always a positive. But...
Not always a positive. After a certain amount of time, absolutely. 24 hours plus, that's turning negative. But
first day pandemic, wait,
first
ruined.
day, you don't have to travel into London, and you're working from home. You got a sweet 6 to 8 hours of enjoyment with close loved ones. That's 3 things, and then the remaining 2 would be what are the benefits?
Home haircut.
Home haircut, save money there. And also, this is a fringe benefit of avoiding the pandemic. I haven't had a cold since March. I haven't had any illness or any other thing. So I'm actually feeling pretty fresh and well. Top 5 benefits.
That's lovely.
Benefits.
Ollie Fonts, have you got
I haven't had a hangover for 6 months.
That's very nice.
That's a good one, yeah. Not getting smashed. You don't get smashed in your own home. Do you, Fonts, or do you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that was the best thing about it. Number 1, getting smashed in your own home.
Hangover every day.
Yeah.
It's been the most sociable 6 months I've ever had. It's been wicked. It's been dead good. Making new friends. I've met so many new people through the pandemic somehow.
How?
Are they coming in friends? Pandemic friends.
Well, we've got obviously we've got a house full of like 6 people. So people have friends, and then as soon as you're allowed to bubble or whatever the fuck that app was, just started having like people over just like for cups of teas and things like that. And then it's been like 3 birthdays as well, so we've had like 3 birthday parties, and then actually not really because of the pandemic, but now because things are easing up a bit, festivals. I've been to like 2 festivals in the last 3 weeks, and those were great. Going out. Table service is fucking brilliant. Even though I don't get me wrong, I do miss shouting at people at bars, but you just shout at people from a table to a table instead.
It's more efficient. The whole system, and in fact, I find the supermarket system with the queuing and the gaps, I find that more efficient. Also,
it's a lot more. It's a lot more relaxing. I used to hate shopping. I still do, but I hate it less now because there's less people in the shop. It's a lot more pleasant experience.
Now. Absolutely hate it because you can't try anything on, so it's ruined shopping for me.
Yes.
However, McDonald's is a fucking delight. Table service waited to you, McDonald's. That was amazing.
And cheap as well because of the system, the whatever it's called.
Eat out.
Eat out.
You can order enough food to cripple a rhino for like £3.20. That's a bonus. Trying to think of
that's a good phrase.
There's a show title right there.
Yeah,
I've met some new lady fun people, so yeah, it's been good.
Oh, really? In person, IRL?
Oh yeah, I've somehow managed to get 2 new what's the word? How to put it? Friends with benefits. There we go.
Simultaneously.
Somehow. Not simultaneously. To be fair, it was in a matter of a couple of weeks, but so that was a novel.
You are absolutely slaying this pandemic, Fonz. You've been waiting for this.
Yeah. Considering I should be, other than not being able to go abroad, that sucks, and no work. But other than that, it's
on balance though, probably worth biting that bat's head off and kickstarting the whole process.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So
vaccine.
Joe, what about you? What's your sort of top 5? Have you got top 5?
I mean,
ours, mine, or Ollie.
Yeah, can't have those.
They can be your top 5, whatever you want. You can put what you want in.
I can I say what Russ said?
Yeah, say Russell's answers.
Yeah, Russell's. Yeah, no. So working from home is always good. Because you don't do as much. I'm not as sociable as some of you are. So I think I quite enjoyed, for a period anyway, not having to see anyone. and then it got a bit old. But for the first kind of few months, I was like loving this lack of social commitments.
Yeah.
Because Anya's, bless her, she's always like, let's get people around for dinner. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Pandemic,
You were like,
pandemic.
Yeah.
So sorry. Oh, I wish we could.
Got some friends coming to stay. Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
pandemic.
No, love all the friends. But so that was good for a bit. But then I have found myself of late kind of wanting some real life friendship. So that's kind of waned off a bit. But certainly for the first few months, that was really lovely. I quite, like I've tuned out of the news, which I used to read the news every day. It's quite nice to be oblivious as to what is going on in all spheres of life. I feel a lot more relaxed. Obviously, this is one of Russell's, but obviously it's been really nice to get to spend so much time with Danny and Anya, because otherwise I would have been at work every day, and I would have been getting home at around, leaving at around 7-ish, and getting home at around 6:30, and then he goes to bed at 7:30. So I'd be seeing him for like an hour a day or something. So that's been basically since he's been born. I've been around, which has been really nice. I'm trying to think of any other benefits. Now I lost a bit of weight because we weren't going out so much. We used to go to restaurants or cafes and stuff like that, or get takeaways all the time, and it's kind of forced us to cook a lot more. So I'm a little bit healthier, and also because I was using the 1 hour one amount of exercise per day, I seized on that. So I did actually start doing some exercise. So that's been quite good. So now I'm basically ripped AF, and
Can you touch your toes yet, Webbs?
yes, mate. No worries.
Don't worry.
Wow. That's
No,
impressive.
I'm still. Yeah, I mean, toe situation still very much as was, but I would
So
say
whether, in either case, Joe and Fontes, in your case, are you dreading the resume back to normal? Are you thinking, wait there, I'm not going to get these house parties and these new friends with benefits? I'm not going to find 6 housemates with 6 friends coming round to my doorstep, bringing women into my lair. I've got to go out there.
It's literally how it happened.
Unknowing.
We have another one of those parties. Yeah, 6 of your friends.
Yeah,
What, the
brilliant.
guys?
Hot
No,
girls.
6 women.
How old is
Tell
he?
them I'm 30.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry, 26. Yeah. Well, no, I'm dreading having to not have weekends. That was the thing I missed from it. Weekends. I haven't had weekends
that's a good one.
in 12 years.
Yeah.
12 fucking years. So yeah, that's been mega. So yeah, I'm dreading it. I can't. Well, at the minute, nothing's happened. I've just had my final gig cancelled. So yeah, there we go. Nothing at all.
When was that gig meant to be?
October the 2nd. We were supposed to have one next week. That obviously got cancelled. Don't even know why they thought that was even going to go ahead. And then, final one before tour, which is that cancelled? Still don't know.
Where's the tour?
Israel.
Oh, okay.
So
what's the situation like over there?
Situation, they've been through 2 lockdowns. They come out of it, everyone's gone to party in a lap where we go and play. And it's kind of back to normal. There's still kind of, you have to wear masks in places, but they're allowing people back into the country and travel and tourism. So
When's the tour?
hopefully,
The time?
maybe, because it's in 6 weeks' time, hopefully we may still get to go, maybe.
That'd be nice.
All
That
right,
would be
Dave.
nice.
What about you? What have been your 5? Have you got 5, Dave?
Yeah, the absence of hangovers.
Yeah.
And the existential dread that comes with that. Other advantages. I've got out into nature a bit more. Got in the van and
Nudism.
escaped. Yes, bit naturism, bit dogging out in the country.
Lovely.
Yeah, got out in the van and had some nice little stayovers and country walks and exploring, which has been nice. Yeah, I have to say, I mean, like when I was talking about shopping, how nice it is or nicer it is in the shops, I was referring to like food shopping. I don't really buy clothes. So yeah, just a kind of the lack of crazy, full-on, busy supermarkets. It's actually quite a pleasurable, isolated experience. That's 3. I mean, I was working from home anyway, so no change there. Oh, but of course, any kind of like meetings or, going to see clients, that's all done from the comfort of my own chair, which is nice, rather than having to get on, public transport and go to London or Birmingham, whatever. I've quite enjoyed watching. I know they've stopped now, but I did quite enjoy the coronavirus briefings, only because it gave the journalists direct access to politicians without any kind of preparation, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching them squirm when trying to deal with the journalist questions, especially during the Cummings affair, where all of the different secretaries of state would come on and talk about their random bit of responsibility, and then they'd go, "Now we've got questions to journalists." Anyway, so Dominic Cummings, yeah, found that quite entertaining.
They were quite entertaining, though, weren't they? Those questions, because towards the end, it became that the journalists were using their question to like, "Oh, I'm gonna stab him in the stomach 5 times with this question, and then even before I get to the actual bit that I want, I'm gonna call them a bunch of cocksuckers. I'm gonna tell them they're doing fucking everything." And you could tell they were loving the limelight of having, the whole country for a while watch them, and they'd never get the answer, but the question itself and the time to have it was quite a nice moment.
It's been quite interesting, isn't it? We will never ever. I mean, hopefully, we will never experience anything like it again.
What about you, Dan?
Yeah, have you got any more?
Well, so one thing that I quite liked was we started a tradition of buying about this much sweets once a week, which was pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I accepted that I was gonna get really fat, which was quite liberating. I quite enjoyed that.
It's quite nice to lean into something, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just like,
may as well enjoy it.
I just thought like I haven't had my hair cut in forever, so I've got my Dogman power back, and
I was gonna say you're looking very Patrick Swayze Point Break. I would say.
Well, I bleached my hair. I bleached my hair quite early on, and I had a very sort of Stone Temple Pilots Terry Roach look, which was excellent. Loved that, and then that grew out, and just been not gigging, so no money. That's his own. No gigging's quite exciting, just like weekends like you, Ollie. Like that's been really lovely, not having to be somewhere hardly any of the time. And now I'm unemployed, so I've had like about 2 months off. Well, a month and a half.
Rolling out.
So what I have done is I've been writing. I've been doing lots of writing, and I've been enjoying doing that. I've been exercising a little bit, and like Dave, I've been out in the countryside, just seeing outside, and went boating the other day. So
what?
It's nice to get in touch with nature.
Yeah.
There's something you reminded me of there, Dan.
Boating or paddle boating or what? Right, boats.
Like Indian canoe, like this.
Oh, canoe. Nice.
Some of that, which was pretty good. Sorry, Russ, what did you say?
I was just going to say one thing you reminded me of was when you were talking about not having things to do. I also think what's happened is not having to wash your clothes or change clothes with the frequency that society would expect. It's been quite a liberating experience. So
I think I've washed my clothes like twice the entire. I wore board shorts for the whole of this time. I haven't worn anything else.
I haven't worn a pair of trousers. I put a pair of trousers on today actually, and it felt like I was in a straitjacket. I want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
It's
that
all
was the
horrible
same.
shoes as well.
Tracky bottoms.
Bullshit.
I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
to buy some more tracky bottoms because I've
And-
just been wearing
And I've
tracky
put the same
bottoms
t-shirt
forever.
on 2 days in a row. It's like, I don't care. Who cares? Just that has been quite a wonderfully enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
I like the thought of just like, who cares? Like, Rachel's like, Rush,
Oh.
would you mind? As I said, who cares?
No, I think we've all taken advantage of that, right? That's been nice because
It's relaxing, isn't it?
don't you
have
think
to
the
dress up
frequency
for it.
which where your society expects you to change your clothes and look smart and smell fresh, that's a job in itself, isn't it? Let alone having a job, just getting dressed for your job and
I mean,
putting
that-
your hair.
That
doing your
that
hair.
feels very much like the kind of thing someone might be saying at a job centre when they're justifying why they have. But just getting up.
Hell.
I mean, come on. Like, yes, I haven't got an actual job. Just give me the benefits. I've washed my hair. Fucking hell. Society expects so much. I've done it.
I think it's going to be really strange when we all have to. I mean, like, I don't know what it's going to be like for you guys, but when it all goes back to normal, it's going to be really weird. And I feel that same thing that you've been saying, Joe. Like, I feel really like not ready to integrate back into human contact because it's just, I don't know. But for some people, they've been doing it. Like Ollie's just been straight back in it again. So, you know,
Contacting men.
Yeah.
we're all in our own little timeline. And
I
you
mean,
know,
the spider in the centre of his own web with the poor little flies being lured in. He's
in his element.
the king spider.
Yeah.
The hungry spider.
Oh, dear.
Wiggled and jiggled insider.
Wearing a smoking jacket and a
Little
pipe
spider
as they
bullet.
enter. Come in, my dear.
Ding, ding. Who's that on my web? Ding, ding, ding. In you come, my dear.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be odd getting back to normal life after that kind of experience, you know.
Be terrible.
Some things we're going to miss from the pandemic. Some things we're going to miss. Some things obviously it'd be nice to have back again. But
Some things I already miss. I'm the only one on my street who's still doing the clapping. I mean, but you've got to.
They forget, don't they? They forget so quickly.
How soon they forget. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still support the NHS.
Yeah,
Unlike
I don't know what the rest.
miserable fuckers. I'm still,
every night of the week.
yeah, I'm
Shut
trying
him
to
up.
build up. I'm trying to build up the noise each week. You know, so I started off by clapping. Now I'm going out with a
Machine gun.
with an electric guitar and amp. Just
God,
Just doing a
save that.
2-hour Bob
Yeah.
Dylan set.
yeah.
Fair enough. No, that's reasonable. I would support that. Support your right to do that. You know, it's good to recognise the services.
We've
I've been booing on other nights for stuff I don't like, so I'm trying to keep it all balanced. Like just creating a
Boo!
bit.
Stamps. Stop your oppressive regime, the post office. Yeah, it's good.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I think I'm going into London in 2 weeks' time for the first time since March.
Into the office.
What are you doing? Is that work or?
Oh yeah, just sightseeing. Just thought I'd see Big Ben. No, I've I do have to go in for work. Yeah, on a 1 or 2 day a week basis seems to be the system at the moment. The idea, depending on if anybody dies from doing that.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm excited. Yeah, it'd be nice to go. Yeah,
Nice to get out of the house at this point.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Leave
a change.
leave your responsibilities behind. Go and there's only so because you've presumably not been doing much work from home.
Perhaps not racking out 100% that I could have done. Yeah, perhaps not.
So
Hard to.
I find
no fault through no fault of my own, but just the
course.
it's like if you put a different battery into like an engine, you know, if you've got Ferrari, yeah, and you're going down the autobahn at 200 miles an hour, vroom, that's normal. If you take out that engine and you pop in a 12-volt battery, you've still got the outer ridge of the Ferrari, but
Looks great. Performing
looks
poorly.
great. In many ways, it's sort of rolling from the initial
Yeah.
zoom, sort of rolling along. But that's because you can only play to the capacity of the battery that you've got in the area.
You're a dangerous vehicle.
Dangerous vehicle.
You shouldn't be on the road.
Drunk driving. Well, the majority of the time, let's be honest about this. But no, I'll go back to London.
When you get back to your job, you should use that analogy and say, look,
I'm sorry,
I'm
I've
the
done fuck
Ferrari.
all.
I'm back. I just want to let everyone know I've been running on a 9-volt battery for weeks. I'm about to put in the original engine. You better stand back because I'm fucking. I'm going to explode in this office.
I'm coiled up.
Yeah. You've been keeping a Grand National winner chained up for the last few months. I'm being let out the stocks, and there's a fucking rabbit in my sights. So you lot.
I'm coming out of my tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah, I've put on fucking trousers for the first time in 6 months.
Trousers.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm wearing chainmail here. This feels uncomfortable and unusual for me. But I'm off the leash, and if I hit 88 miles an hour in this Ferrari, I might just fly straight into 2025 with the amount of work that I'm doing. So watch out. I'll keep a lid on I'll keep the tiller going, but I could absolutely burn this company into the future. Watch out. Don't give me too much to do on day one.
I think you should update your LinkedIn profile with this.
Just make sure you, as soon as you get in, just a little. Guys, gather around. I've got something to say. Yeah, you. That's right. Just bring it down. I've got something to say.
First, what's going on below the waist? Trousers. What does that mean?
You're welcome.
It's getting
Oh god.
This has been our most prolific year for Slapback. We've achieved the most amount of Slapback episodes for a year we've ever done.
Wow.
Well done.
Wow.
And we're not even.
We've been running with a 9-volt battery over here.
11 hours, yeah.
Unleash the Ferrari.
That's
Christ.
incredible.
And we've also had all of summer off as well, which was quite a large part of it. Amazing.
When how many? When we get to our either 50th or 100th, I don't know even where we are in the. But are we going to get on stars from Slapback Pass like Rog?
Yeah, Rog and Jim.
to a
Yeah, biscuit. Yeah. One time special.
Yeah.
I'm game for whatever. Anyone who wants to come on is always welcome on.
I just love the thought of the
100 episodes, Slapback Chat Frat. We've had one view for each episode.
Yeah, the needless pageantry of building up Rog. Start trailing it
forward.
Yeah.
three it's 10 episodes before he comes on. 10 episodes prior, be and just don't forget.
It's coming.
Only 10 episodes to go till Rog.
The Mayor of Nottingham.
You just flash up screenshots of him at the end of each episode, little Easter eggs. You know what's coming.
Yeah.
What's coming.
Is it true you once wanked off in front of a...
Do the X Factor thing where they just keep throwing images at you, 10 million albums sold, 6 number ones.
What?
8 years alive.
He hasn't
10 million
slept
stories
in 6 years.
He's now...
Castle Boulevard, former address. Was it even 77? I don't know. Rog!
Can I tell you what I have done while you've all been on hiatus? I do a different podcast where I do interviews with musicians. And
Excuse me?
I know.
Plug.
And check this out. I've got over 700 views on one of my videos.
What?
And
Is that
I
my
got called.
one?
It's your one, yeah. I got called. I got my first shitty comment, and this guy wrote, "MMPR's got the worst wanker." Who's this wanker they've got on? I was like, yay, I've done it.
Well done. Kudos.
I'm a success. I've done it. That's it.
I
We'll
hope.
die
Did you
happy.
did you reply?
Publicity.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did reply. I said.
Of course you
something-
did.
I said, fucking hell, mate, easy up. Don't pick on me.
So, sorry, how many views did it get?
It's got over like 700 views.
700.
Fucking mate, what the hell?
It's got nothing to do with me. It's just got something to do with the fact that I interviewed someone who is popular. That's it. Just need to get rid of all you guys and get some fucking popular people on.
That's the key, isn't it? Just
Well,
shoot
we
upwards.
didn't
Don't.
say it, but it cut some of the dead wood off, and you
That's
would end
right.
up with a more popular program.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you were making
Yeah,
Slapback
just get
with
Rod
Ben
on
Affleck,
3
Chris
times.
Martin, and Dennis Rodman, you would
I'd
be.
be so big. I'd be fucking huge. It's all you numpties. Yeah, amazing.
Ruining it every week.
Every
month.
week. So that's what I've been up to. Being a fucking
Well done,
success hero.
I tried in a not quite the same kind of thing, but I had a thing the other day on Facebook where I never, like if you're ever like a part of like various Facebook groups, whether it's political or whatever, you can see like posts that people have done, and this guy posted on this. I think I'm part of like I must have joined some pro-European Union group a while ago, and this guy wrote. Someone posted this pretty unfunny but innocuous like Dr. Zeus rhyming kind of thing about Boris Johnson, basically saying we don't want you as our prime minister, and it wasn't very funny, but this guy wrote under it, he's called Peter, and his profile picture, he's about 60, his profile picture is him with a shotgun, and he wrote
Always a good sign.
he wrote under it, if you don't like it, why don't you move out the country? Or would you prefer to have Kim Jong-un as your prime minister?
Because that's the only other option, right?
Yeah. So that's basically what I said. I was like, so literally the only time I've ever done this, I wrote something along the lines of, so is that?
No, you got sucked in, Joe.
I got sucked in. I got sucked in. But I you know what? I sucked myself out pretty quickly because I realised. I thought I don't want to do any sucking here. I realised what I'd done because he seized on it. So I said something along the lines of, that's flawless logic, Peter. If you don't like the current leader, you should immediately move countries because that's absolutely what democracy is all about. Just blindly following whoever's in power and not criticising at all, but just going along with it. And otherwise, let's all move to North Korea because that seems like an absolutely logical argument. Don't like where you are. Fucking, what about having Kim Jong-un? That's so. I said something along those lines, and then his first line was something like, this is exactly why you don't He was so specific. It's like, this is exactly why you don't understand the political situation, because you don't understand logic or argument or reasoning.
He's fucking nailed you there, isn't he?
Yeah, and he was like, that's why people like you. That's like why people like you don't understand politics, because you can't. And then he started saying like, let me explain it to you slowly. And he was classic example of like someone who is not that smart but trying to be smart. He said, mine is the analogy of a ship who so not just like, I'm going to give you an analogy, but it's like, mine is the analogy of a ship who the crew have elected a captain, but there are other crew members who are digging a hole in the boat. And I'm saying, let's not get rid of the crew members who didn't vote for that captain, but let's get rid of the ones who are digging a hole in the boat and therefore purposefully causing the boat to sink. And I was like, okay. And he went on like this for fucking ages, this kind of very drawn out, tortuous analogy. And I thought, you know what, I can see where this is going. So I just said, no. He said, and his last words were, does that make it clear for you, thicko, or something along those lines? And so,
No flake.
Yeah. So I just said, no. I just said, yeah, that makes it absolutely clear. Consider this argument won. You've nailed it, Peter. Well done.
Thank you.
He was so, you know what? And I felt like I felt like, the rest of the day I was like, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to fucking
Fuck him
annihilate
up.
him.
Mine is
And
the
then-
analogy of someone who
get you,
shits in a
Em.
biscuit barrel.
Yeah, but then I thought, he came back on and was like, roasted. Oh, no, you're not I roasted you.
You got roasted.
And I thought, you know what? He's so happy at having roasted a left-wing snowflake cuck. And I thought, you know what? Just let him have it. Like, we're not going to get anywhere with this, with this exchange. And then, like, a couple of days later, because I was still checking it to see what he was saying to other people, he was still like, the thread had gone dead. No one was posting. And he was just like, like atting people who had criticised him previously, going, where have you gone?
See, I've taken this fucking Joe Webb
Run
down.
out of argument.
Yeah, but he was like, saying to this woman, like, are you not gonna? Is that the end of your argument? Come on, come back at me. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy. Anyway, then I looked him up and I was like, obviously I went on his page, and he lives in South Africa. Someone criticised him for like, well, why are you even on this page? Because it was for Bath and Bristol, and then he said, "Oh, let me tell you a little something, buddy. My granddad was in the war, and he took shrapnel in the neck for idiots like you, and he was English, and you shut the fuck up."
What have you fucking done, you fucking...
Yeah.
We've all got
but
grandparents, fuck off.
it was just a real abject lesson. What are you even doing? Like, why even reply to these people? Because I thought, like, maybe we could have because we've got a mutual friend called Dick Platt, and I am so in awe of the fact that he engages people and on Facebook and on the internet who are fucking idiots, and he does genuinely try to have
He engaged with them as equals.
Yeah, he doesn't name call. He doesn't, he doesn't start.
Yeah.
He doesn't start off the interaction like, oh, he's just like, well, what about this evidence? And I marvel at it because he gets nowhere with any of them, but he still fucking tries, and I think he's a hero for it. At the end of it, even if he presents them with all available evidence, 99 times out of 100 they go, well, I'm going to believe what I believe. My opinion's my opinion. Can't argue, I've got an opinion and I'm entitled to that opinion. Like, yeah, you are, but you've lost every argument. And then your last resort is to go, well, I feel what I feel. If I want to be racist.
It is what it is. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is.
There's this guy, and I think he's called Daryl Davis, and he basically made friends with, he's a black guy, and he made friends with this guy who was in the KKK, and he befriended him, and like over the course of their friendship, he sort of just slowly presented him with evidence of stuff, and eventually this guy like left the KKK, and like and now he's like responsible for like converting more people out of the KKK than like anything ever, and it's just these like little seeds of like stuff.
It's the softly, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what you see most of the time on any kind of forum or thread or something like that is like, you fuck it. It always starts from like, mildly aggressive and escalates quickly into.
I think there's a thing that we need to like just not do, which is like because what happens is that like the more we fight with each other, the more division there is, and so it almost is just an escalating division engine, and so you need to just not get involved in it.
Absolutely, and I was guilty of that with Peter.
Yeah,
I saw his comment and I was like, oh, you're so fucking
Trump's
stupid.
approach to politics, isn't it? I mean, it's all about division.
Yeah.
And them and us, and we're right, they're wrong. It's like what he's saying about Biden at the moment. You vote Biden, he wants to defund the police and the collapse of society, and it's just
I just love
really
polarizes
people.
I love how he paints it like that. There is like, do you want someone who wants to knock down your house, steal your wages,
Bum
punch
your
your
children,
daughter in the face, and then eat all your best treats? Do you want that? Because that's what he's going to do.
I would vote against that guy. He's going to come to my house and eat my fucking treats.
all your sweets.
All my sweets.
Haribo are mine. Yeah.
You told me.
Take my sweets.
Yeah.
No.
It's my new tradition.
Nice.
Oh,
Well,
Dave, you
boys,
need to-
I'm being summoned.
That's all right. Well, then, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait.
The spider web is tingle tangling.
Just very quickly before you go, can I just finish on one thing?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I never do any prep for Slapback.
Oh, well, I'm
But
ready
I-
to do it. I'm also
But
ready.
I wrote myself a wrestling persona and a little spiel. Can I give it to you?
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah. Hell's yes.
Okay. So this is my persona is Prince Ruffy Tuffy. Okay. My name is Prince Ruffy Tuffy. I was not born with this name, but I got it because I am the ruffiest and tuffiest prince, and I was told that by over 3 people. I'm the original royal bad boy, the imperial punisher, the noble knuckle duster, stately mately who's going to seal your fately. My father is the king of pain. My mother is the queen of screams, and I am on first name terms with the Duke and Duchess Knuckle of Sandwichshire. I have a special move. It's called the enemy punch. So cool because I punch my enemies. And if you are my enemy, I will punch you. No exceptions. I also have a rap to scare my enemies, which is you. I'm Prince Ruffy Tuffy, and I'm here to say a whole lot of pain is coming your way. You're going to be scared and wish the pain would end, but after it's over, I hope we can be friends. Ruffy Tuffy!
Brilliant.
Hey!
See, I kind of imagined it'd be like this. This Saturday night, the pain train's coming for you. I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to bring you all the way around. I'm going to come around your face. I'm going to come around your house. I'm going to live in your mother's basement. That was kind of the gist of it.
Live in your mother's basement.
That's it.
You've been talking smack about me all week. I'm coming round.
I'm still reeling from the fact you don't do any prep for these. I'm a week deep in prep, but we do it
Thank
different
God
ways.
for
That's
working
fine.
from home.
Differently.
Well,
Thank you very much, gentlemen. This has been Back Chat Frat. We will be back again. Ruffy Tuffy will be back. We will.
Prince
Bonk
Ruffy
Grandad.
Tuffy.
Prince Ruff Tuffy. Yeah.
With both his butterballs.
So thank you, Mr. Russell Garnett.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Richard Fontaine.
Cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Prince Ruffy Tuffy.
Ruffy Tuffy!
Thank you, Mr. Dave White. This has been Back Chat Frat. We'll see you again in pandemic country. Goodbye. Bye.
Slapback Chat.